Sony tells me 1 billion people around the world have seen The Pursuit of Happiness. Who knew? The book, 25 weeks on the New York Times bestsellers list, 9 weeks at #1, has been translated into over 34 languages, which means when you do the math, it can be read by 3/4 of the people on the planet. Who knew? One person knew. And that one person was Dr. Maya Angelou. And she got me straight from the very beginning when she told me, you know what, son? This ain't even about you. This is the story of every father who ever had to be a mother, every mother who ever had to be a father, and everybody who ever had a dream and would not quit. This ain't even about you. And when Dr. Angelou puts something to you like that, there's only one thing for you to say. Yes, ma'am. Got it. Real clear on it. Movie, great. Book, great. Business, great. But the most important thing I've ever done in my life is to have broken the cycle of men who are not there for their children. That is absolutely the most important thing I've ever done, ever will do, and I say that for 2 reasons. My son, my daughter. My son, 29 years old, finally gets it, that the most important thing about being a man is being responsible. My daughter understands how a man should treat her, respect her, and deal with her. And because of those 2 folks, I'm going to have influence on generations of my offspring that I probably will never meet. I probably won't be here to meet my great-grandchildren. But I will tell you something. A couple of years ago, I did meet my first grandchild. And let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. When you meet that first grandbaby, that changes everything. The first thing that changes is your child becomes obsolete. Anytime I see my son without my granddaughter, I look at him like he owed me money. The other thing that happens, when you've been blessed to live long enough to meet that first grandchild, you got to accept something. You got to accept that there have been more yesterdays than there will be tomorrows. And when you accept that, you have to accept that there's more that unites us than there is that separates us. So when I stand here and I speak of breaking these cycles of alcoholism, domestic abuse, child abandonment, the name of the cycle doesn't matter. It could be some of the more subtle cycles: fear, poverty, illiteracy. The name of the cycle doesn't matter because just like me, somebody in here made a decision that whatever was an issue, challenge, or problem for me is not going to become generational and get passed on to my children. Somebody else made the same decision. The last thing we'll say up here is this. After you sell $400 million worth of tickets to a funeral, you create something called a franchise. There will be a sequel, and I will see y'all at the movies. Thank you so much for having me here. It's been an absolute blast. Thank you, my brother. I felt you all the way up here. Thank you.